good, family? It's good to be here. Good to be back. Good to be back on the couch. Good to be back here for the show. We had to take a little break. What were we doing last week again?
Kenzie's birthday, y'all.
Kenzie's
Our
birthday.
girl turned 13.
That's right.
She's a teenager.
Yo,
official.
we got no more adolescents in the house. We got nothing but teenagers.
Yep.
And you better pray for us. That's all I'll say.
For real.
You need to be praying. I hope you're praying. But man, listen, we want to shout out anybody that's in the chat. If you're watching right now, we see a couple of you are watching right now. Just let us know what your business is. You know what it is, what your business is, where you currently are located, and who you serve. And I'll start it off by saying we are Composition LLC, web design and live video strategy firm, and we are based in Huntsville, Alabama. We believe that businesses, small entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, consultants, they need to have these things to be credible, to be able to shorten that buyer cycle, and to be able to put themselves out there in a way that is effective so they can serve at scale. Your website should be a member of your team. Yeah. Your website should be a member of your team, and video should be a critical component of your marketing strategy.
Exactly, yeah.
And so those are some of the things that we like to help people with, and we hope that you'll tap in with us if you have any needs. Our guest tonight is actually in the same lane.
Yeah, we do a little part of what she does, because she does a lot, like 360. She says
don't give it away. That's what she does, and it's amazing what she does, and we're excited that we have her as our guest tonight. But we got a couple things lined up for you. We just wanted to see, I'm just looking, I'm just glancing, glancing over at the chat to see, like, is anybody there?
Yeah, who's there?
Hey guys, I'm using my mic tonight.
He's showing off today.
I'm so excited.
Mic.
I'm so excited with my mic. It's the same mic that she has. It's on this little thing. I
just like the thing. You feel like a news reporter with the joint.
So how did that make you feel?
Feeling good.
Oh. But anyway, man, listen, we're going to dive into our host rant. 5 of you guys on the live right now. Listen, just go ahead and put a little something in the chat. We want to make sure that everybody is here, everybody's rolling, that we can hear from you.
And don't forget, while we are ranting, go ahead and put your name, your business, what you do in the chat so we can give you a shout out.
We want to shout you out. That's what we're going to do. All right, with that said, let's get into our host rant. This is our segment of the show where we get to be on the couch.
Yes.
On the couch.
We're gonna offload some frustrations right about now.
Yeah. So I'll just start by saying, being in business is about ownership. Now, a lot of people feel like being in business means you have full autonomy to do whatever you want, whenever you want, to whoever you want. And there is a measure of truth in that statement. But here's the other portion of it. My dad said this to me as well. You have the freedom to be broke as well.
Yes, you do.
You're welcome to be broke. And so that's a whole piece of it as well. But being in business is about ownership. A critical component about being in business is about ownership. You own your brand. You own your products, your services, your pricing. You own them. Oh, I see you out there. HR Resources Connection. Thank you so much for coming through.
Hi, Regina.
She says, hey there. Thank you so much for coming and hanging with us. But you own your stuff. And because you own your stuff, you should own your stuff.
You should own all your stuff. I feel like people think that, I own a business and that's it. No, you need to own
your stuff.
Everything. Yeah. Don't think that, I'm going to just leave that to whoever does it for me, for them to set it up and run with it. No. Yes, they're going to set it up, but they need to do it under your brand, under your umbrella. So you should create the needed accounts for your business in whatever platform or software they're going to use to get you what you need.
Yeah.
And then you grant them access because you need to
own your stuff.
Own your stuff. That's what we're ranting about.
You got to own your stuff.
You got to own your stuff.
You as the business owner, you got to own it. Not anybody. You got to own it.
And you've got to want to own your stuff, guys, because we are ranting about this, because there are many times we meet up with clients
Yeah.
and we're like, okay, we need access to so and so go ahead and grant us access. And then they'll be like, I don't even know
What that is.
what it is,
I don't
where
know
it is,
who has
nothing.
that.
And I'm like, guys, you've got to own your
You have
stuff.
to own your stuff.
That's yours. You have to own it, because whoever you're working with can be like, oh, turn that off,
Yep.
turn that off,
Yep.
turn that off. And you're like, what happened? So you've got to own your stuff.
I was working with a church, a church that will remain nameless, not in this city. And we had been working on a particular project, and we came to the church in preparation for the weekend, and like 70% of the equipment was gone. And I was like, guys, we've been robbed. And the other folks just looked unbothered. And I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, there's key components of what we need to do the broadcast that's missing. And one guy was like, oh, no, that's Tom's stuff. Tom, he comes and grabs his stuff every now and again. And I'm like, so if this is all Tom's stuff, then what belongs to the church? Oh, well, he'll bring it back in time for church. And I was like, oh, so so you actually don't have a studio. You actually don't have equipment. And so said, so done. I'm here to tell you that in that particular scenario, Tom did not bring his stuff back.
That's a disaster,
and
y'all.
they couldn't even be upset with the brother because they didn't own any of their own stuff.
That's a disaster.
Like Tom even owned the StreamYard account.
No.
It was Tom's StreamYard account.
No.
Yes.
You see, guys, that's why we're saying own your stuff.
Fam.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous. No.
Oh yeah. So do you have one? I do, but no. Because you're gonna start a StreamYard account today. That's what you're gonna do.
Exactly.
Right now, today, you're gonna start your own. I was just like, where'd I do that at?
You gotta own your stuff.
You gotta
guys.
own your stuff.
No, for real.
I see it all the time. All the time. Another thing that I always find to be interesting, especially in the creator space, especially where cameras and gear is concerned, there is a thinking that when, oh gosh, I might get in trouble for this one, but listen, hear it near, preach it far. There is a thinking that when you bring someone on your team, you gain access to whatever that person has. Okay, so I've hired, Billy, and Billy has a truck. So now Billy becomes the guy who's taking his truck and doing all of the things. And Billy's like, nah,
No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
And you can't even be upset because that's
not
Billy's
yours.
truck. That's
It's
not
not
the business
yours.
truck. That's Billy's truck.
Own your stuff.
You got to own your stuff. It's like it manifests in so many different
Many different ways,
Yo,
scenarios,
Gary
ways.
Lake says, don't Tom yourself. Don't Tom your stuff.
Pretty much.
I'm
Pretty
just,
much.
it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I show up to a place and they have hired me to help them with their production. So I show up to the place and I'm looking around like, where's the equipment? And they're like, well, we know you have equipment. How you weren't going to bring your equipment? I said, no, you hired me. You didn't hire nothing in the contract states that I need to bring my equipment.
No.
And I was coming from out of town. I was flying in.
My goodness.
So I was altogether confused. Like, so
What are we doing
What are we
here?
doing here? I had, and the worst part of that story is that I had sent them a message before saying, hey, can you send me the equipment list? Tell me what your work, what are we working
So
with
we
when
can
I
come
get there, so I know,
prepared. Yeah.
what if there's any other cords I might need to bring or anything. Nothing. It didn't click. You got to own your stuff. I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
You've got to own
your
your stuff. Gary Link, we want to say a word of welcome to you. Thank you so much for coming through. I love your comment. Don't Tom your stuff.
And that is our rant for
the
today.
week. Now let's get into resource
Of the week.
Yeah. So listen, this is gonna be quick, but I just have to say this. If you are in business and you want to do a quick little interview, you want to bring somebody in, record them high quality, and all of the other things. Riverside FM is that joint. That is the platform that I'm recommending today.
It's clutch.
It is absolutely clutch. It is really affordable. If you're in business, we're talking very, very affordable. And it is going to give you good, clean video and audio. Doesn't matter what they're recording with.
Yeah.
There's
Because,
just,
you have some people that just come on their phones, but it still can pull good quality video and audio.
From both.
From both of them. From both
So
of them.
that's a really good piece of it. This is kind of a little sample of what the studio looks like right here. You even though it looks like this, you get 2 individual video and audio files. I know Kanique uses it for Huntsville Black-owned businesses.
Yes,
I use it for my podcast, the Why I Go Live podcast, and a number of other things. They are constantly rolling out features. This is a big, huge update that they just dropped literally yesterday, where they now have a app for Mac. So not
so
just
good.
web,
Yes.
right? But
that's
now
good.
I want to be clear. Web is really dope because anybody can connect in from anywhere.
Yes, that's
but
good.
as the host, sometimes you want a little more granular control, and you definitely want to.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So for my business owners out there, this is a great way. People are always asking me, what should I use to record? This is probably better than any other application you could and I was recommending
Totally agree.
it before they updated to where you have the
because
actual
it has
app.
a lot of great features where it can do a lot of noise cancellation,
Yeah.
and it helps the quality of somebody else's, somebody who's connected, and it helps get their quality up to where it needs to be. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah, it records locally and then uploads after the fact. So you get full quality regardless of bandwidth. If that bandwidth dips and you see the thing kind of stutter, you're not going to get that in the recording because your recording is recorded locally and it uploads after the fact. So it's really good. Now, this particular feature is one that I have been hoping that they would come out with, but you can actually use your phone as a webcam as well.
What?
Yeah, and they actually make a thing. Do you see that joint?
Yeah.
They make a little thing to hang on the back of your laptop, and it holds it in a way that
cool.
I mean, your phone is probably the best camera you have.
Camera,
and so imagine, and it's an app, so it's just boom boom. It's
really
the
good.
way that they set it up is so seamless. I'm not even going to explain it because
that is cool.
anybody could walk through that joint. So that's a really great feature as well. And then the other piece, this is again resource of the week. You want to put content out there, man, grab some audiograms from you want to hear a hack, grab some audiograms from your business meetings. Right? Grab some audiograms from your team meetings. Grab some, record your Zoom, throw it in Riverside, and grab audiograms from it. Just little clips, little snippets of maybe you as the boss motivating your team.
That's good, y'all.
Those little clips, post them on socials. It'll oh gosh, I'm gonna leave it there. If you see the purple part of the joint, you see where the little picture and Steven Talks Tech.
It gives you that. Oh.
And it has the little squiggly line and everything.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. So
wow.
This is one of those resources that I wanted to make sure. And listen, if you don't mind, use the link.
Right there.
KirkRNugent.live/Riverside. That is an affiliate link. If you use it, they will send me a little something, just full disclosure, but you will get a deal on it as well.
Yes,
you will get a percentage off.
Resource, guys.
And it's a great resource.
Look into it.
Great resources. Daryl Gilman, we want to say a word of welcome to you.
Darryl.
I'm pretty certain I'm butchering that last name.
Gilliam.
Okay. Daryl Gilliam, thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us today. He says good topic. Yes. You got to own your stuff. I know that you said that earlier, so you got to own your stuff. Daryl and what's the other name? Radrina. We would love if you guys could just share a little bit about your business, who you serve, where you're located. That's what we ask all of our folks in the chat to do when they come in, so that way we can actually highlight what you got going on.
I want to give you a shout out.
I want to give you a shout out. But yeah, that's what Riverside can do for you. I'm always mindful that not everybody is going to get into, Ecamm, which is very robust, or even StreamYard, which is live streaming and all this other stuff. Some people are just like, I just want to record the video.
Something smaller, something
Give me
easier.
Riverside
is exactly that.
And a lot of people are using Zoom, And I'm just kind of like,
Zoom, y'all. No.
yeah, I don't know. Zoom, it's the reason for, listen, I no shade, but it's just the quality. You want to record it at a higher quality.
Yes.
And so Riverside's going to give you that. And it's a great function and feature. I will also say this, if you want another little hack, a lot of my people are using Riverside for their meetings as well.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, they meet in Riverside. Yeah, they have their meetings in Riverside. So,
Definitely check it out, people.
And they record their meetings. You see, you can have up to 10 people in there. So they record their meetings in Riverside, and then they audio. Okay, all right, I'm done. Content for days. Okay, content for days.
Giving y'all hacks, y'all. A little bit of hacks.
Daryl Gilliam says, "My 15 minutes of fame. We got to get you on the couch, Doc. We got to get you on the couch." But listen, listen, y'all. We are ready. We are ready for the therapy session and incubator spotlight. So let's dive into that right now. Well, we are back on the couch. Yeah, it's time for another therapy session. And we want to say a word of welcome to our podcast listeners as well. We've said it already in the show, but I just want to say one more time. Incubators Couch is
unscripted,
vulnerable conversations for entrepreneurs and business owners just like you. And today we have a treat.
Yes, we do.
I'm probably not going to talk a whole lot because both of them are web designers and I am not.
Whatever. We're talking business, so it's fine.
This is true. But we want to say a word of welcome to KeeKee, who is with us today, and her handle is on the screen in case you want to check her out, Facebook or Instagram. But how are you?
I am good. I'm glad to be here.
Yes,
Thank you guys for inviting me to come on the show.
And I want to say a little bit, if you guys have been listening to 90.1 WJOU.
This is correct.
This is the voice of the lady that you hear all the time.
Exactly.
I did not know her, but I did hear her voice every time. I need to meet this lady because I love her voice. So
Praise business sponsor. The kids actually even know it.
Yes, they do.
I think I have it.
They can recite it with you.
I know, right? I'm proud to be a praise business
That's right.
WJOU.
Oh, you. That's right. That's awesome. So for our local folks, that's just a little Easter egg. For those who are international, WJOU is a local radio station here in Huntsville that we listen to regularly.
Yeah.
It's a faith-based station. It's affiliated with Oakwood University, and they play the hits. Anyway, but we're here with. So talk to us a little bit before we dive into the main component. We do want the people online and the people listening in the podcast to know a little bit about what you do.
Okay.
We know that, but we want them to know that, and then that gives them some context for what we're going to dive into.
Alrighty, so KeeKee360 Design. When I named it 360, I did not know that 360 was gonna encompass everything.
Ooh.
But it does, right? So we do branding. So that's logo design, business card colors, mottos, slogans.
Love that.
Anything for print, business card, brochures, banners,
Wow.
digital boards, exhibits. What do you think of it? Books. We do book design, magazine design,
Nice.
book cover
Yeah.
design, anything for the web. So website, social media management. We also do SEO, right?
Yes.
So
All
like
the
you don't want to
things,
do the
y'all.
SEO and you don't know how to. You'd be like the directory listings, keywords, Google Analytics, all Google ads, Facebook ads,
Love it.
UTMs, yes,
UTMs,
retargeting,
Yes.
pixels,
All
all
the
that good stuff,
things.
HTML, MailChimp, yeah.
Come on, y'all.
360.
360, all that. And not to mention, we even help people. Like, I work with a lot of startups and small businesses. So I'm almost like a business coach sometimes. Like, helping you come up with the whole concept. I'd be like, just come in and like, if you do what I say, it's going to work.
We're
I
gonna
swear
launch.
to God.
That's so good.
Some ideas.
That's a lot of. There's so much synergy in terms of what we do as well, because even from the platform that we have here for Incubators Couch, people have been messaging like, "Do you guys do business coaching? I'm trying to get my LLC started, stuff like that." So it's always interesting to have some of those conversations. In fact, it's those conversations that kind of started the show
true.
because we're trying to walk people through that process, help them to see what they're not considering.
Right.
You may have that skill. We've often said that you have that skill set, but how do you take that skill set and make it into a business?
Yeah.
The skill set is not the business, to
It
be
is
clear.
not. Yeah.
And so there's a whole walk that your journey, a whole pathway that you got to go through to experience that. Thank you so much for
Make some
sharing.
mistakes and things.
Yes.
Fail fast, fail often, get up,
Yeah, get
Get
back
up.
up and
move
do it.
again.
And that's the key, to get back up and to keep going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you know why we are here. We are
Absolutely.
here for the therapy session.
We're on the
Therapy
we're on the
session.
couch.
We are on
Right.
the couch.
We're on the
y'all,
couch.
And
Yeah.
we are ready for the story.
You ready for the story?
We are. We are.
God, so I could probably have a million stories, but I picked one that is rare. Right?
Okay,
And
okay.
for me, I say it's rare because I've only had 2 legal cases in my 20-something years of doing design.
Well, that's
Right?
20-something years.
Yeah, so,
20-something
like-
that is
years of-
major,
that's
y'all.
Right.
major.
So when
20-something years of
when
business.
I first started out, like still in undergrad at A&M, I worked for a company, and people have to have their business together when they got partners and things because you'll be communicating with one partner and one partner is doing something else. And it just so happened that there was an older lady and a younger lady that was partners, right? And I was dealing with the younger lady. Well, she got over on the older lady and like took her money, and then they wanted to sue me for the work that I had done and like took me to small claims court.
What
So
did
I had to go.
You?
Yes, what did it have to do with me? She didn't want to pay for it, but I don't know if the girl didn't give us stuff or it didn't follow through. But that's not my problem.
No.
If it didn't follow through, if I didn't design, that's it.
You did the work. Okay.
Right. So recently in the last couple years, right? So I learned then, get your contracts together.
Get
Yes.
your
Contracts together.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it's like that even when I add on a new service or I'm doing something different, contract has to be locked tight. Right? So this client, this horror story here is new client just starting out, right? And sometimes they come to you, they don't know what they want to do.
No
I knew you were
clue.
gonna
They
say
don't,
that.
they don't know what they want to do, right? So you help them. And of course, they'll kind of have an idea or they'll have an idea for a name and it's terrible. And they want, their name got to have a D in it because
Oh, my
that's my
goodness.
middle name.
Oh my God.
Gotta have a D in there.
Come on, people.
Help us.
So
I'm
so
way
we
too
go
familiar with
so
this.
we go so we go through the whole process. You're starting a business, you want to do e-commerce online. And I try to let people know this is work. It's a lot of work. Like when you're going to be
Yes.
selling products, you got to know what your products. You got to have SKUs. You got to have titles. You got to have description. You got to have
Dimensions,
pricing.
weight, pricing.
Right.
Just come on. Yes.
All of that has to be done, right? All of that, right? So we got through the branding part, right? The logo, the business card, the social media part, right? And then they kind of fell off. And like this started at the beginning of the year, January. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm also very leery of people that start in January and February when they get what they getting?
The tax
Tax money.
Tax
Yeah,
return.
those people that start a business at tax time.
Yeah. Because that's
I
all
love
they had.
I love the endeavor. I love the wants, right? But you ain't thought about the work that comes into starting a business.
It is a lot of work, and people don't realize
They don't
that.
realize
they
that.
think it's easy.
So yeah, so after those first few months of getting the stuff in, getting the branding done, colors, logo, whole branding kit, all that good stuff. Did all of that, and then they kind of fell off. So it's like the emails, the follow up, and I'm very good of, guess what? I'm gonna follow up with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow up with you
Yes,
almost
ma'am.
every week. You're gonna get an email that says, "Hey, how's it going? Where are you at?
What are we
Still
doing?"
need
Yes.
this. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What do you need from me? Do we need to have a meeting? Right?
That's
all
right.
of that. We
yes.
do.
I
We
hope
make
y'all
sure.
paying attention.
That's
Yes,
this is
pay
now
attention.
all gold right
Pay
here.
attention.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you do. You
yeah,
you
yeah.
follow up. You got your paper trail. You did your job, right? I'm doing what you
Exactly.
paid me to do. I'm actually doing a little bit more.
More.
Because I'm motivating you.
I'm
You're
doing
doing
more.
the motivation.
Yes.
It's not my
I'm
business.
doing more
it's
now.
Your business.
It's your business.
What?
Go ahead.
And I've kind of learned over the years, I do not care more about a client's business than they do. I cannot put more energy into your business than you do.
Oh my word.
And that was almost a hard lesson to learn because I care about people and I
True,
want
and you want
everybody
them.
to succeed.
Yes.
I want you to grow. I want you to be top. I don't make $1 million. Hey, make me look good.
Make me look good.
Yes, when
yes.
y'all successful,
That's
I'm
true.
successful.
Absolutely.
But they fell off, right? So fell off, and you're doing the emails. Hey, let's meet. And we actually might have met like 1 or 2 times in there. I'd have to go back through my emails to get like the exact time of how many times we met. Right? And I tell people, especially my branding customers now, because this is it happens a lot. People will start off. I will tell you, no, that's not it. That shouldn't be the name. Think about how you're gonna market. Think of it from your customer's perspective,
Yeah.
customer's journey, right?
Yeah. The customer.
Guess what? 6 months in after we done did all your branding, all your colors, logo design, business
No.
cards, social media, guess what you say?
Don't tell me. No.
I want to change the name.
I think I'm gonna change the name.
Yeah, I can't. Ooh.
What?
You can change it as long as you know.
As long as you know it's gonna
that
cost.
money is gonna
See,
be money.
Yeah.
See,
Okay,
there's a whole piece right here, man. We just gotta stick one pin
We're
real quick.
gonna start right now. Let's
We're
go.
gonna pause just for a second.
Put a pin in it. Let's go.
The cost. First of all, the investment that you've already made. This is why you want to front load that thought process, that
Yes,
dreaming
exactly,
process,
true.
that brainstorming
And
process.
they were stuck though. They
Put
were
your
stuck
stuff
on that D.
That's stuff like that. Yeah, you want that right there. I would even pause on the entire business
On that.
until I was comfortable and confident that this is the name I want to use going forward. Because that right there, that'll be a make or break.
But
for them.
they were adamant
That this
they
was the
were
one.
Adamant that D. They had to have that D.
Wow.
We're still kind of dumbfounded.
We did all paused and looked at each other for a second.
Crazy.
So want to change the name. And of course, at this point is where I had said at the beginning, let me do what I do. Let's help brainstorm of what you want your name to be.
Yes.
Right? So we go through all these name combinations, right? All these names. And I'm like old school. I'm like writing them down. We're doing, we brainstorm different ideas, things that kind of
makes
match up to
sense.
come up to a name
Yeah,
and bring them
synonyms,
together.
right.
All that good stuff, right? Come up with a great name, right? So then we're going to redo the logo, redo
Oh
the
my
business
goodness.
cards, redo the social
Wow.
media, right?
Wow.
Now, at
Wow.
the same time, because I still haven't got stuff for the website, right?
Yeah,
For the
'cause
website.
you've been doing
So
all
we're
the
having
content.
a learning session on that, right? And then they seen something when we were doing the research of how someone else which was really a service that will pull all those products in for you so that you don't actually have to do the products yourself, even though you say you create these products, right? But then you kind of want to fill in with other stuff so that you don't have to do that too.
Yeah.
So you seen that, right? So
Yeah.
then like a week later, you be like, hey, I want to cancel the contract and I want my money back. So I kind of knew what you want to do. You was going to go the easy route and kind of change your business plan, but that's still not going to work because you still,
It's not gonna work.
it's not going to work.
No.
But
it doesn't matter.
but it doesn't matter at that point. We
Yeah.
have a contract, right?
Yeah.
So I calculated up. So I was like, hey, after redoing this,
Yeah.
and this, right? And then,
It's gonna
what
be
you got
this.
left, this is what
This is what it's
what
gonna
we could
be.
give you a refund for, right? They wasn't happy with that, right? Didn't email me back or say anything, right? Next thing you know, I get a letter in the mail for circuit court.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, I was confused. Like when the sheriff came, knocked on my door, I was like,
Came and
Oh,
knocked
okay.
on your door.
yeah, they come serve you the papers. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh my.
Absolutely. So I was like,
Okay.
and I try to be very self-aware, right? So I try to look, I'm going back over all the emails, right? Dates, All right. Let me tell you, I don't clear out my history either.
Neither do I. I save every
I don't clear my
email.
history, right? So I called them, right, to have a conversation. And then this way it went crazy. Well, they said, well, you ain't do anything. And we ain't do nothing.
What?
And you ain't helped me come up with my name.
What?
Well, guess what I got? Oh, I got search history.
Thank you.
Well, we done went through all of this and showed you everything. Guess what I got? I got all my paperwork from where we done wrote, did sketches, and everything. But that ain't the crazy part.
That is.
That ain't the crazy part.
I'm looking forward
That
to
ain't the crazy part. Y'all ready for the crazy part?
Yes, I am.
Y'all ready for it?
I'm ready. Come on.
How come I get a call from one of those the court TV shows? She done called in and tried to get us on the court TV
Like
show.
Judge Judy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Blown away.
I was
right
like,
now.
how did y'all find
What?
that they contact you? The woman was like, yeah.
They contacted the TV show.
That's not. That's just.
Because the thing,
'Cause you-
I'm gonna
'cause you
tell
know
you,
they
and
don't-
here's
they
why
pay
she
for
do
it.
it.
I know,
they
they
pay
pay-
for
'cause
it.
they
So
gonna
you're
get
gonna
money.
get paid,
You're gonna-
and then I
yes,
get
you
money,
get
and you
paid.
just coming on there to look silly. Oh, absolutely.
That's
And guess what I did?
wrong.
I did out of
That's-
straight. You not finna get a penny.
Pretty much.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a
Absolutely
dime.
not. Now, mind you, I'm saying being on TV might be good for my business name, right?
Ain't no such thing as bad advertising.
There's no such thing as bad advertising. Like, I thought about it for a second. Like,
Because you
I
already
could-
knew I'm good.
I'm
I got
good.
all my
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm
I
good.
know I'm gonna
I
win.
got it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
My word. I am blown away right now.
Yeah.
I contacted
I
by
was-
the
I
TV show.
I was
What?
like, Lord, what you trying to tell me right now? What are you trying to teach
What
me?
in the world? Okay. I'm listening. I
Might have to be a little less nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
A little. I think that was probably really the point a couple years ago. I really said, yeah, I can't invest too much into
Yes.
Your business.
other people's business more than they do. For real,
So
for real,
let-
for real.
How did it? So I'm assuming that this did resolve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
went to court.
Not the TV court.
The
No, real court.
court.
Yeah, Madison County.
Yeah.
Circuit.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Here's paperwork. Here's a
Done.
yeah.
Thank you. We good.
Thank you. And they got nothing.
Nothing.
Wow. That is crazy.
I'm blown away. There's some.
That's scary.
Yeah,
y'all. That
yeah,
is
it's kind of scary.
That
And I
is-
mean,
that
and to
is
come back
scary.
and go. The crazy part was to come back and say, "No, you didn't do this. No, you didn't help me with this." Right? And I was like, for real. I was like, I righteously, when I was in front of the judge, I was like, righteously, I should keep her name. The name of the business is mine. I
Yes.
came up with
you
that.
came up with
Yeah.
all that.
Wow.
Trademark that bad boy.
Yo, this is such
they
a.
can't get
There's so many nuggets. So
That's so
number one,
jacked.
Yeah, so many nuggets.
You gotta have your contract in place.
Oh, Lord.
Got to.
Ironclad. Number two, document and
Everything.
sketch and take notes.
Everything, y'all.
I do a lot of my stuff on Zoom, and those joints are recorded, holla glory,
That is
and backed
insane,
up
man.
and archived. So because a lot of the stuff I do in terms of coaching, it's all intellectual property. It's all
Yeah.
It's not physical product. It's,
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
it's exchange of ideas. And,
Yep.
and so you have that moment in the Zoom recording where the person's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's
You
the
have to
one."
record
Yeah.
that.
And
joint.
I have
You
to record that
to.
because
You
we
have
want to
Yeah.
go back and review. So having documentation, not just so for this scenario. I want to be clear. There is
Yeah.
so many times where a
Yes.
previous client has come back to do more work, and I'll share with them some of the notes from a previous session. So you have those two pieces, making sure you have the notes and the documentation, but then
Yeah.
lastly, just being confident in yourself to say, this is what has been provided.
Yes.
'Cause,
Yeah.
there are some
True.
people who,
Yeah.
when they got that pushback, like, okay, here's the court document saying you didn't do anything. Some people could have just refunded the money.
Yeah,
That's
what
true.
I gave
I'm
them.
Yeah,
just refund
that's
you
true.
everything because I don't want to deal with the
Yeah,
court.
won't
I
have
don't
to deal
want
with
to deal
that.
with all these pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a level of certainty and confidence you have to have in your
Yes.
work and
Yes.
what you provided
Exactly.
that client to be able to say, no,
Come
Yeah.
again.
I'm calling your
Yes.
bluff.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Because
Yeah.
I did this work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of lessons there for us to be able to glean.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've done what I do for a long time. So please give me my flowers.
All
Give me
the
my flowers, give me
all
my
the
coins.
flowers. Wow.
We do what we do, and we've done it for a long time.
That is
And I know
amazing.
there's value in that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So it was disrespectful.
It really
It
was.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's the other side of it
Wow.
is that after having gone through all that work, giving them an honestly, because when you said, here's what's left, I was like, they shouldn't get anything back.
Pretty much.
I thought that was already nice to begin with. I was like, oh, that's already nice. She's already going out of her way to say, okay, well, based on the work that we've done, since you're canceling now, this is what's left. Oh, no, we're not refunding you anything.
Not getting nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I already thought that was nice. So to hear that I was blown away. I mean, literally, what do you do when the client takes you to court?
That's going to be the title for the episode. What?
Joint.
No, for real.
What do you do? Go.
Wow.
You in the right.
Did you have your own lawyer?
No, I just went. I know I had. I'm not worried
You
about
had
it.
all your stuff.
I had all my stuff.
All your stuff.
And plus, some people say I act like a lawyer a lot of times anyway when I get it. Yeah, like literally this week, one of my clients was like, it's not too late to go to law school, right? It's not too late to go, right? And I was like, yeah, I know that.
That is crazy.
So yeah,
that is crazy.
Mm-mm. Black and white.
Listen, this was absolute gold. I don't know if you had one or two.
No.
We do want to take a second to for you to let people know where they can find you, follow you.
Okay.
Of course, your handle is on the screen.
Yeah.
But we do want to make sure you kind of share with them if you have any projects coming up, different things that you might want to share. That's like, okay, boom, this is where you can find me, follow me. This is some of the things we got.
Yeah, I am KeeKee360 Design everywhere. So if you right slip, you just type in KeeKee360 and maybe even Huntsville, Alabama. 20 plus years on the internet. So if you type in KeeKee360, you are going to find me. It's KeeKee360 Design. Projects right now, like I do, when I say a 360, I'm doing a million things. I'm always doing a million things.
Wow.
But it's what I love to do, so it doesn't feel like I'm doing a million things.
That's good. You got to do what you love.
So I would just say, KeeKee360, follow me. My Instagram is a little mix of business and pleasure. So you kind of get to know me on my Instagram. So it's better there, right? Than my Facebook. Yeah, it's better there. So follow me on Instagram.
I really just want to sit here with my mouth agape. I even watching it back, it is still crazy to me that she was served papers.
Like the sheriff showed up at her door and was like,
What?
knock, knock. You've been served. Like, that's crazy.
Bananas.
That's crazy and scary.
That's scary, but I'm just the boldness of it.
That's what I'm saying. People have the balls to
oh, bro,
lie
I
straight face.
actually did this work. What? That's mind-boggling.
Wrong. That is so
It's
wrong.
mind-boggling. Yeah. Deborah Brewer, we when you posted in the chat, I was like,
Dang.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, I wouldn't have given them back a dime.
Nothing. And they would have owed me money.
No, not even a
They
dime.
would not have gotten no papers, no logo, no nothing. Give me all that stuff.
Yep.
Even stuff I already gave you. Give me that back. That's copyright because that's not mine.
Yeah, now
You're not getting it back.
See, now that you done made me do all the work to figure out what I did, I'm realizing that I did all this work. So give it all to me. Whew.
You had one come back a year later?
That's
for
crazy.
What? To patronize your business?
That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. That's crazy, Deborah. That's crazy. No, these are
That's crazy.
This is the real talk. I talk to people all the time. They're like, man, I'm scared to start the business. I'm scared to get the LLC. I'm scared to do it. And it's this aspect that they're like, yeah, but what if this happens? What if that happens? And I get it. I mean, I also don't believe in living in that space. But I just feel like you don't want to swing the pendulum off the other end and just completely be oblivious to the fact that this is possible. Because it is possible.
It is possible.
And so, the title of the show is "What Do You Do?"
Yeah.
When the client takes you to court. I mean, it's bananas to me.
It's crazy. That's why paper trail. Email. Don't be texting.
Nah, I'm not texting you.
Don't be calling. Follow up that conversation with a email. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Because you need that paper copy in case something like this happens where they actually try to sue. You need to be able to produce those documentation to be like, this is what was discussed. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is bananas. I'll also say what's been really good for me of late, because I have the Otter thing that comes to all of my meetings. Anything that I put on my calendar, this Otter AI thing goes into the meeting with me, and it takes notes. It does all these things. So it's been really clutch for being able to go back and look at the key points and takeaways and different things like that. The autopilot actually is recording the meeting.
Yes,
it's just clutch. So.
And we should talk about that as a resource of the week.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna write that down.
Otter, yeah, definitely. Otter's definitely a great one. So Deborah says, right, she's agreeing. You owe me money because I did extra for you and did you a favor. Remove my heart from business. I learned keep it business at all times. I was trying to help her out, but she came back.
Yeah.
And we have somebody coming up next week who said something similar to what you're just sharing right now. She's like, she's got a big heart. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
And it's a no. And it's a no. She back up when I went over what she paid for and didn't pay for. I'll say this.
Yeah.
This is why I'm such a big proponent of making sure that the invoice clearly indicates what I'm discounting.
Exactly.
So even if I'm throwing in a flyer that's $150,
put it on.
I'm putting it on the invoice and I'm then discount it down.
Yeah.
But I want them to see
it,
what that charge was. Oh, man, is that what that flyer costs? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's proof that it
Boom.
was done
Boom.
for free.
Now it's on the
because
invoice.
It's on the invoice.
And once they pay the invoice,
Yep.
they've agreed that
They have
this was
agreed.
it.
Yep.
It's a binding contract. Anyway,
Yes, it is.
but I just like making sure that all that stuff is documented very clearly, black
Cover
and white.
everything, y'all. Cover everything. Head,
Yeah.
shoulders, back, feet.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's why I would have won if she took me to court because it was in the contract and invoice. Thank God. See, Deborah, yeah.
Wow.
I'm so glad you came through tonight because these are the comments.
That's crazy, man. That's
because
so crazy.
While I'm really wanting somebody out there to recognize, like, yes, this is something that can happen. But I also want people to realize, like, it can be just that simple. The fact that you had it in the contract, the fact that it's in the invoice, the fact that you have the paper trail, it can be that easy just to be able to prove this is what was happening. This was the agreement. This is what we were supposed to deliver. This is what we delivered. And as long as those things line up, I feel like if you're in business and you are not doing those things, let me be clear. If you're in business and you intend to skimp on what was supposed to be delivered, then yes, you definitely need to be worried about getting sued.
For sure.
And you probably should be sued because you're not delivering what you said you were going to. But as long as you have your stuff in line, as long as your paper trail is clear,
Yep.
and to be clear, you got to have systems in place to be able to manage that stuff. You don't want to be, trying to figure it out as you go. You don't want to just leave it up to chance. You got to build time into your schedule to do that kind of work.
Yep.
To have folders and files for particular clients and make sure you can go back through and say, let me make sure, let me see what we said. Let me take a look at that invoice and make sure what was quoted.
Yes.
All of these pieces. Yes. I want to go back and look at my notes from that meeting because I don't remember us saying that, but let me verify. And even just by saying that, sometimes a client might back up and be like, oh, maybe we didn't say that. Because they're recognizing, like, oh no, I'm going to go back to paperwork.
Yeah,
I'm going to go back to what's in black and white. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
but man, listen, let me see what else we got. Man, I'm just so glad that several of you are hanging out with us tonight. 9 of you guys on the live. A good friend of ours shared it on Facebook as well.
Yes, appreciate
Thank you so much.
y'all.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for joining us tonight. Yeah. Any final takeaways for you? Because this was a scary one.
It was very scary. Like, here is another bit for us web designers, people who do mostly stuff online. Make sure you have a professional liability insurance because that will cover your tail. Not just general liability, which, for us, we do need it for when we go on site, when we're producing live streams and stuff like that. But make sure the insurance you have is professional liability because it covers exactly stuff like this.
Yeah.
So make sure you have that type of insurance because that's what you need to keep yourself safe.
And it buffers them from going after your own personal
yes,
assets.
exactly,
So,
yeah.
because if the business has no assets, then, that serves as a line of defense before they start, coming and picking up your
Yeah.
car and your house and that kind of
Exactly,
thing.
yeah.
I mean, again, and if this stuff scares you, maybe business is not for you. I hate to be that blunt, but I just be honest. This is where it is. This is, you get to play on this playing ground because you have crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. You have done all of the work to understand and be in business. Oh, I was hoping I could get away with not having that insurance. Doc,
Be safe.
Doc,
man.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
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 Don't do it. That's all. I'm here to say, don't do that. Rather keep doing the side hustle and do the Cash App game. Continue doing that. Continue doing that. If so that it's not official. There's no business, no real business entity. You're still getting emails at Gmail, that kind of thing. Rather go that route than to set it up official and not have the undergirding infrastructure to make sure that thing is going to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I always like to say to folks: you're looking at going into business. The business should outlast you. There should be something that will live past you being in the business. If you're
Yeah.
only growing the business to where what you can manage on your own, if the business is never gonna
Grow to something larger.
exactly, then yeah, you might want to look into some other things because I'll tell you right now, that's not sustainable. It's
Yeah.
not sustainable. Not in that kind of scenario. What's Deborah saying now?
So Equip Institute first says, keep your working papers so you can reconstruct how you got to the end point.
That's
and
good.
then Deborah says she still have people that will try to pay her by Cash App or PayPal. And she's like, nope, I will send you a proposal and a contract and an invoice that
my
you can
system.
pay through her system.
I actually get
Yeah.
that all the time. I get that all the time from folks. They're like, "Oh,
no.
I could just send you. I can. What's your
Can
Cash
I
App?
Cash App
No,
you? No, sir. No, ma'am. We're not
no,
doing that.
we're not doing Cash App.
No. I'll send you
Here's
the
no,
invoice.
no, no.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, if you're going into business, make it official. Do it official the whole way, y'all.
Yeah, and
Set
I'll tell you what.
yourself up for
Yeah,
success.
yeah, do it official. Do the work. Do the work. Make it official. Because even in those little side scenarios where you decide, oh yeah, okay, just Cash Up me, no big deal. Those things, those end up being the worst stories. Those end up being the worst.
Yes.
Nothing is official. You have nothing to go off of. It's just all word of mouth.
Not good.
Handshake and a smile kind of a deal. None of that. That's
good.
you have nothing at that point. So.
Pretty much.
But fam, listen, man. The host rant, own your stuff. Resources of the
Resource.
week, Riverside
Riverside.
FM, KeeKee360 Design was our Incubator Spotlight, and of course we had Lakeshia Wheeler, who is the owner and operator of KeeKee360 Design, right here in Huntsville. Excited to have her next week. We got somebody else on the couch.
Yes, we do. It's gonna be a good one.
It's a different kind of but it's still business.
It's still business,
So
y'all.
it's gonna be different.
It's still dealing with people. So as long as you're dealing with people, there's a reason to come sit right here on the couch.
Hey, come on. Come and sit right here on
Right
the
here on
couch.
the couch.
Let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's get our therapy session. Gary Link.
Get paid for your homemade cookies.
Oh,
on
my
Cash
word.
App.
Gary Link. Hey, listen. That'll work. That'll work. That'll work. If that's the level you're at, I'm not knocking the hustle. I'm just saying let's just keep it a buck.
Keep it, yes. What
Cash
it
App is for that. That's what it's
fine.
for.
And then,
This over here.
yes.
And even Cash App is kind of locking it down.
Yes,
so
they are,
you got to be
so-
careful. But fam, we just want to say a word of thanks to all of you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. It doesn't have to be eternal for it to be good.
Yeah.
So we're going to let you go early. We want to thank you for your time and attention. Several of you are hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully you'll tag somebody, you'll share this, and others can kind of
Yeah,
glean from
they
it.
can also
this
glean from
this is
it.
a critical topic.
It
It's a
is,
critical topic.
y'all.
I mean, in the story, I hope that you kind of got some of the takeaways in terms of having the paperwork, making sure you have the paper trail, and those are the takeaways. Those are the things that saved her.
Having the insurance in
tho-
case you might need it.
Exactly, and you also saw from Deborah's story that's what saved her as well. And in a lot of cases, when you're able to furnish that kind of detail, they're gonna back up and
Yes,
be like,
they
"I'm
are.
done."
Most times they're going to be like,
Yeah.
let me just
Yeah.
keep my skin quiet.
So hopefully, if you know anybody that's like, I was wondering about what happens when somebody takes me to court, send them to this video.
Send them
to this video. Well, Incubators Couch is unscripted, vulnerable conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners just like you. And we will see you, family, around these internet streets or in the next video. Later.